Good morning, everybody. Look, man, Fred, man, y'all already know what it is. It's Fan View, real fan talk about sports. I had a chance this morning to really watch. I was working yesterday to watch the entire hour, I think hour and 20 minutes of the Colin Kaepernick workout. And this video is gonna be about the teams that should sign Colin Kaepernick. But before we get into that, um, let's talk about the workout itself. I'm not going into the logistics about why it was moved from the I think Atlanta Falcons facility to the high school that was moved to. That's not my arena to talk about. I just want to talk about the workout itself and what I saw from Colin Kaepernick. A lot of y'all gonna dislike what I'm about to say, but he looked like a backup quarterback. It's not accurate. And don't confuse velocity with accuracy. Like, he's a strong, physically quarterback, and he had a lot of velocity on his passes, but they weren't really accurate. If you watch his footwork, the 3-step drop, the 5-step drops, he had velocity on his passes. The passes that were beyond 15, 20 yards, the deep balls, they weren't accurate. He looked like a guy that was out of football for a while. Physically together, when you threw the football, you saw velocity, and then it may appear to say, man, he's still talented. I just saw velocity. It's like, okay, throwing the football. Mechanics still look as bad as he was in San Francisco. So those are the things that I saw. That's not taking up for him personally or what he's worked for, he's earned to achieve as a fan. You saw my last video, man. I'm proud of the guy for getting his work out and going there showcasing his ability. But to me, he didn't kill it. Just looked like the inaccurate quarterback. He looked like the guy that lost the job to Blaine Gabbert. Looked like the same guy. And so, with that being said, here's what I'm going to say. I think he should be signed by a few NFL teams. And let me kind of break down to the teams that I think that should sign him and the team that should not sign him, and my reasons why. There's 4 tiers of quarterbacks in the NFL. First tier is franchise quarterback. I probably heard you say this if you watch FanView Live. Franchise quarterback is somebody you build around. They're going to be in your organization for season in and season out. You're going to win, lose, or draw with that guy. Franchise quarterback. Then you have the starting quarterback. We know examples of franchise quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson's. That kind of list. That's a franchise quarterback. That guy's going to be the quarterback for those teams for years and years and years to come. Andrew Luck, when he was playing. Franchise quarterbacks. Then you got starters. Starters in the guys are guys like Derek Carr. That's a starter in his NFL. Are you really building around Derek Carr? No, you're not. But he's a starter. He can give you, 16 games. You got guys like that. Nick Foles is a starter. Are you really building around Nick Foles? No, but he's a solid quarterback, And there are guys like that in the NFL. When you look at him, that guy, he's just a starter. Matthew Stafford, starter. Not a franchise quarterback. Then you got reserve quarterbacks in the NFL. Some examples, Case Keenum, reserve quarterback. Give you 5 or 6 games. Used to be a former starter in the NFL. Robert Griffin III, reserve quarterback. Right now these guys are probably backing up, giving a case, but if they had to give you 5 or 6 games, they can go out there and give you that. Ryan Tannehill's a reserve quarterback. Give you 5 or 6 games. But are you really asking this guy to give you 16 games? You're pushing it. Going back to my starters list, Kirk Cousins is a starter. Give y'all a real good example of a starter. Then you got backups. And we know what the backups are around the NFL. I ain't going too deep into that. But the teams that should sign Colin Kaepernick are the teams that only have a franchise quarterback. If you do not have a franchise quarterback in place, you should not sign Colin Kaepernick. Period. Bottom line. Because he's not a franchise quarterback. He's not even a starter. he can start for you 5 or 6 games. The perfect team I think should sign him is Kansas City. Andy Reid has been known to work with quarterbacks that are mobile quarterbacks. Think about the Donovan McNabb. Nick Foles was kind of mobile when he first got in the NFL. Michael Vick. Pat Mahomes is not really mobile. He has mobility. Andy Reid has been proven throughout his tenure as a head coach that he's able to work with mobile quarterback. I think being in Kansas City would be perfect for him, even not this season, maybe in the offseason, because the franchise quarterback is in place and Kansas City has a good organization. It's perfect. The franchise quarterback is there. If they were to sign a Colin Kaepernick, no one in the building is questioning what Colin Kaepernick's job is. Or he's backing up Mahomes. That's a perfect situation. Another team that can sign a Colin Kaepernick, the Houston Texans. I got Deshaun Watson already in place. If you brought in a Colin Kaepernick the day he comes into the building, no one's questioning if it's a quarterback job. No. The job is for Deshaun Watson. That's the guy who's about to get the next $100 million guaranteed money. No one's questioning that. He's the franchise quarterback. Some people would say Baltimore. They got RG3. They're not gonna make my list, but that's an ideal situation. Green Bay, backing up Aaron Rodgers. You get signed to Green Bay. Very good structure, very good organization. No one's questioning if it's Colin Kaepernick taking over for Aaron Rodgers, that bad man in Green Bay. No. He gonna get the media time for about 10 minutes. Congratulations on being signed. How does it feel? Blah, blah, blah. And all the media gonna move over to number 12. That's who should sign him. A team like the Seahawks. Russell Wilson. You think if the Seahawks sign Colin Kaepernick that there's gonna be any problem who the franchise guy is? Stop. Russell Wilson's the guy. Good organization. Had a great owner in Paul Adams before he passed. Pete Carroll got that ship going right. Got the quarterback. Already paid. You could bring in a Colin Kaepernick. The circus won't be there. He'll get his 10 minutes of the media being congratulated on being signed, having been with the team, and all these things. And that's going to move on. It will last only 24 hours. If that. We know who the quarterback it is in Seattle. Pittsburgh. We know who the quarterback is in Pittsburgh. When Big Ben get back healthy, we know who on the center. He could be their Charlie Batch. They can move on from Mason Rudolph, as far as I'm concerned. I saw enough. You can go there, learn the system. I'm quite sure Tommy can find ways to, he needs to start a game with 2 or 3 to get him ready to play. Same goes for Kansas City. Same thing goes to the Texans. Same thing goes for Green Bay and Seattle. Philadelphia could be another team. They just paid Wentz. He's the guy. Stay away from Dallas, though. They ain't paid Dak Prescott yet. But Dallas will be out of this situation after you pay Dak. You got the franchise quarterback? Cool. You can bring him in. Team must have a franchise quarterback in place. And some people say, well, what do you think about New England? No, New England's a team too, but you kind of get my drift. Franchise quarterbacks. Teams that should stay away from signing Colin Kaepernick. And it's not nothing personal. You just don't have a franchise quarterback. The Bears. See, Mitch Trubisky, that Blake Bortles 2.0, don't sign Colin Kaepernick. You don't have the franchise quarterback. We don't even know if you have a starter. He's borderline between starter/reserve. Don't know if he's the guy. Don't bring in Colin Kaepernick, because every week, every pass that Mitch Trubisky throw in the dirt, everybody gonna be screaming Colin Kaepernick. You don't need it in your organization. Because Colin Kaepernick, there's a high percent chance he's going to throw passes in the dirt too. He's not accurate. Got a lot of velocity on passes, but he's not accurate. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers stay far away. We understand that, Jameis is not the guy. We understood Jameis wasn't the guy when he came to New Orleans and did this. EWs today. We knew since then that he ain't it. You're looking forward to the draft. There's a guy in Baton Rouge right now I think you should take with your first round selection. Just my opinion. Stay away from Colin Kaepernick until you get a franchise guy. The Bengals. Don't do it. Just say no. Just like drugs. Just say no. You just bench Andy Dalton. You're probably going to have the first overall pick. Pick Tua. Don't sign Colin Kaepernick. You don't have the organization or the structure no. You can't handle the circus. It's going to be a circus. Stop. The Browns. Hell no. Hell no. I'm going to repeat. Hell no. Don't sign him, Cleveland. You're already atrocious. Hell no. Don't do it. John Elway in Denver. Don't do it. You can't seem to get quarterbacks right, whether it is free agency or the draft. You only got one right. But he was right way before you signed him. He was a Hall of Famer way before he came to Denver. Denver, stay away. In Miami, just no. Just Dolphins don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know what to say about Miami in the quarterback situation, but Colin ain't it. He's not it. Don't do it. If you sent the representative down there, he could have stood home. He ain't your answer, solution, problem. Nothing. There's no structure, no foundation in Miami. That's a disaster. From top to bottom. From Stephen Ross on down. They ain't a headline y'all need. So that's to give my logics on Colin Kaepernick. Those are the teams I think that should sign him after his workout. I just gave y'all a list of teams that should not sign him. Now, granted, I didn't go through every team in the NFL. Like, I'm a diehard Saints fan. I didn't say the Saints, this Atlanta, I just gave y'all some teams I think that would be a great fit. I gave y'all some teams that should just stay away. Give you an idea. Colin Kaepernick is a reserve quarterback. He's a former starter that can start you 3 or 4 games, 5-game case of an injury. But that's what he is. You need him with a franchise quarterback, because those teams already have structure and foundation in place, meaning that they could put a game plan together for him if need be. If he needs to win 2 or 3 games, like what Matt Moore did for Kansas City until Mahomes got back. That's why I said a team like Kansas City, because they was able to put a game plan together enough for Matt Moore to go out there and play 3 or 4 games until Mahomes gets back, because the franchise guy is Mahomes. And Andy Reid's familiar with how to work with mobile quarterbacks. I think that's the best situation. Houston is another. Got a mobile guy in Deshaun Watson. If the guy got hurt, he could give you 3 or 4 games. Maybe, if he got hurt week 12 in the season, got injured reserve, he could probably, you could figure out some game plans for this guy and how to use him and how to help you win games. Yeah, I think Colin Kaepernick is a quarterback that can help you win games, but Colin Kaepernick to me isn't a starter. Like I said, starters are guys like Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, Jared Goff. He's a starter. Those are starters in this league. Dak Prescott's a starter. There's guys that, as you start to go through the list of some players, you start to think about them like, that guy's a starter. He's not better than them. Jimmy Garoppolo is a starter. He's not better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Not as a quarterback. Got more velocity in his throws, but he's not better of actually playing the position, seeing the field, doing what you got to do. No, it's not better. So that's my take after his workout. Again, I think the guy should get signed, but he needs to be in the right situation to make him a better QB and better for the team that he would be signed to. But again, the team must have a franchise quarterback. That's not an option. And I ain't talking about the guy you signed to 25 or 27 million dollars, like Jimmy Garoppolo. To me, Jimmy Garoppolo is a starter. Colin Kaepernick wouldn't fit well in San Francisco. He wouldn't fit well in Los Angeles Ram uniform. There's some team like, if you go to the AFC West, I don't think the Los Angeles Rams is a good fit. People think that, hey, Phillip Rivers is a starter, yeah, but they're on the verge of having to take a quarterback. Phillip Rivers got maybe a season left at max. That's not the way you want to go. That's my take. That's my breakdown, man, after watching this workout, man. Listen, congratulations for Colin Kaepernick getting that workout, man. I hope you get signed, but I really hope that you're assigned into a better situation than anything. Congratulations, man. That's my video, man. Subscribe to the FanView Live page. Deeply appreciate it, you guys. Subscribe to the page. And check y'all out on Thursday night, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.